Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jumblefluff and I like making art. So in this video, I'm doing a speed drawing of another Monster Girl character. I had a really hard time deciding what kind of monster girl I wanted to do for this video. I knew it was time for another monster, but I'm like, ooh, what kind should I do? Because I have this whole big list of monsters right now, and I'm just like, all of them sound so fun. But then whenever I think about it, like actually doing it, I'm like, no, but it sounds hard. So, I finally decided after, changing my mind a few times that I wanted to draw a monster made out of slime. I don't really know. I guess I looked it up and sometimes they're called plasmoids, like in D&D lore, because they're like slime creatures that are kind of humanoid in shape. But otherwise, I don't really know like another name for it besides like slime monster. So that's what we're drawing today. And so this slime monster is going to be part of our girl group of monsters that I've been working on. I still haven't nailed down exactly what I want this girl group to be. I like to think that they're kind of like a circus talent show type deal. So I don't know. We have two people who like to dance. One is a snake dancer, Medusa character. The other one is a phoenix fire dancer. And then my third character is a Bigfoot singer. So now today we're starting on our fourth character, and she is going to be a slime lady. And for her kind of talent or whatever you want to call it, performance, element, whatever, she's going to be like a contortionist, acrobat type thing, because basically she doesn't have any bones because she's all slime inside. So I like to think that she can kind of just shape her body into whatever form she wants. So I also like the idea of her being kind of peppy and excitable. So I try to give her lots of fun, happy expressions, and I decided to make her color pink. I think like when you think of slime, you might think of like a green color or maybe blue like water, but the color pink was just speaking to me. So that's what I went with for this character. I also tried to brainstorm some names for her. I wanted something that kind of maybe reflected that she was flexible, easygoing or something. I thought amorphous, but that's kind of like a mouthful. So I brainstormed the ideas, but ultimately I landed on my favorite, and that is Ooze. I don't think that really conveys flexible or anything. I just think it's funny. I think that's a great name. This is Ooze. And so I wanted to do a couple different poses for Ooze. So you can see here I'm kind of finishing up my sketches, and I did a total of 5 poses. Wait. That's 6. I did 6 poses for Ooze. I gave her a cute little frilly outfit that has like ruffles and a short bottom so you can see her legs. Originally I wanted to do fishnets. You can see in the sketches where I just kind of roughed out some little crosses on her legs, but I ended up leaving her legs bare. Yeah, so here you can see I already flipped the color in and she already looks good, I think. Just putting in the pink color and the shadows really gave her a lot of dimension and shape, so I was pretty happy with it. I was really not sure how I was going to achieve this like slimy feeling. I looked at a few references of how other artists have drawn slime people. So I noticed that a lot of people do like these drippy shapes. So I did add some of those. You can see already I've added them to her hair. But later on I add them to various parts of her body in each of the sketches just to kind of give her a little more of the feeling that she's not solid. I also played a lot with the color of her skin, where it's like this kind of bubblegum pink. I also layered in other layers of pink that are different opacities, so it looks like light's passing through her. And I did that with like a darker hot pink, and then I also played with kind of like a orangey light color to definitely make it look like you could see through her somewhat. I did her line art with like a nice pink color. I wanted to keep the line art somewhat transparent, and I also wanted to, I know that whenever I was going to come back at the end and add shininess everywhere, that there would be a lot of sections of the line art that are white, so I didn't spend a super long time on the line art. Line art is my least favorite part of drawing anyway, so I try to keep it kind of loose and just kind of make the line art more expressive, and then I could fix any problems later on in the drawing process. As I was working on her outfit, I wanted to keep the colors pretty neutral, just because her skin color is such a bright color that I didn't want it to be too distracting, like if she also had some wacky colored clothes on top of it. So I gave her like this ruffly collar, which I think is really fun. I think it speaks to her kind of buoyant personality and how she likes to keep things light and silly. So I like that about it. And then I made her dress black, and then I added white stripes onto it. And then the little peak of her bottoms that you can see, I did like this berry red color, which is pretty similar to the line art color that I used. So she doesn't have a lot of colors in her outfit. I also, on this middle outfit, where she's actually on the aerial hoop, I wanted to give her a slightly different outfit for that, just because I didn't know exactly how the ruffles would lay if she's stretched out and upside down. So I gave her more of like an athletic, like workout kind of outfit. At first I did it like a unitard, but later I split it up into like a sports bra and leggings, and I think that works a lot better than trying to put her in this little bouncy skirt would have worked. So I like that a lot. Oh, I also gave her gloves, which is very like Mickey Mouse feeling. I like them because they have like the cute little ruffle around the wrist too. So I just feel like she looks really cute and joyful. So I like them a lot. I wanted her face to be more round and full than some other characters that I've been doing, just because I want her to look a little bit curvier and plus sized. So I did give her more like softer features, more rounded cheeks, kind of big bright eyes. So I really wanted her to look cute. I think that she ended up looking pretty cute. Her hair is kind of composed of like ball shapes, which I also really like. I think it looks like someone's blowing some bubbles with their gum. I think that it looks really big and fun, and I also like how the little parts of her hair that come down in front of her ears, I guess tendrils maybe, I'm not really sure what you call those. I like that those they looked round and soft as well, and they also looked like the drips that I wanted to add. So I think that the hair was pretty successful overall, so I was pretty happy about it. Coloring this girl was really interesting because, like I said, I'm not very familiar with drawing slimy people. I've never really given it a go before, but I think that the important thing was just to layer lots of different colors together. I tried to layer like the deepest colors in places where her body parts would overlap more. So places like her shoulder and her elbows and her knees, and places where there would be more flesh like on her cheeks or her thighs. Just places where I thought that there would be more concentrated color just because there would be thicker amounts of flesh there, if that makes sense. And then kind of towards the edges of her body where there would be less concentrated flesh, places like her ears or her fingertips, which you don't really see her fingertips since, she's got gloves on. But otherwise, I wanted those places to have more light passing through. So I tried to concentrate the color towards the center of her mask and then concentrate the light towards the edges of her mask. And I think that helped make it look like light was passing through while I was drawing the character. So I was really happy with that. I had a lot of fun rendering out these drips where I would kind of draw like a darker color on one side, and then more of a like shiny highlight on the other side, just so it definitely looks like there's some dimension to it. And I also had a lot of fun adding in these like final glossy highlights. I'm coming towards the end of the video now. So if you enjoyed this process, please give me a like or a comment or go ahead and subscribe. I love doing this kind of character design video. Right now I'm working on Monster Girls. I'm also working on Dumpster Pals, which are some cute little, critters who have formed a folk punk band. And, they like to play in the trash. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, make sure you come back and check me out again. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.